Ma'am, first of all, very important point is uh, as NEP has already emphasized on entrepreneurship education, but as per your view, what is the right time? How soon we can start entrepreneurship education at the school level? I'm talking about the specific age group or the grades. What's your viewpoint on the Aradhana ma'am? First of all, welcome Aradhana ma'am for this session.
Thank you, Kapil. Kapil, first of all, we must be clear about what you mean by entrepreneurship education. We often confuse it with financial literacy, which is not true. Because actually, who is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is a person who makes money by starting or running business. So because definition says this, we think that entrepreneurship education is about business. No, it's not. Entrepreneurship education is not about business at all. It is about developing the entrepreneurship mindset. Like Amita also said, all that she has said is about creating a mindset. It is not about making them a businessman. It's like, nowadays everybody wants to become a doctor or engineer. It's not that NEP wants to make everybody a businessman. Everybody should have a startup. It's not about that at all. When we have the entrepreneurship mindset, that is when no matter what the child does, he will be a problem solver. He will be a creative thinker. He will get into, thinking out of the box. He'll be able to do independent creative work, no matter what field he is in. So entrepreneurship education is obviously a very proactive and advantageous step by NEP. Now, initially, I belong to that generation who did higher secondary. So when this plus two system had not come in, we did 9th, 10th, 11th, we did our own subjects, science, arts, and commerce, or whatever. Now, after I passed out, this vocational training and, a plus two came about. Now, at that time, that was that NEP. Came so many years ago. It was in the, I think, mid-70s. So now the idea of the government, even that time, was excellent. Why plus two came about? A lot of people have forgotten also how plus two came about. They just take it for granted. But because I belong to that generation, I know why plus two came. See, everybody wanted white-collar jobs. Everybody wanted a desk job. Everybody was becoming a doctor, engineer. And these institutes were, mushrooming all over the place. Then they were getting no jobs. So the government said, okay, after 10th, we bifurcate these children into the academic stream and the vocational stream. So the plus two was not meant to be what it's become. It was meant for children who went into the vocational stream. Either they went to the vocational stream or for higher education, they went into these studies. Now, where was the problem? The problem was this idea was very good. But in our Indian system, like if you tell me that, your son is not doing very well, let him become a carpenter, let him become a plumber. Our social system does not allow that. Nobody wanted their sons and daughters to take these professions. You see, abroad, it's a very sought after, vocational skills are very sought after. In India, we don't give it status. So as a result, what happened, all the 10th class students went into academics. It didn't serve any purpose because these people did one more year, added one more year, but actually did nothing. They were still going on the same thing. Nobody wanted to take on any skill. Nobody wanted to take on any vocation. Now, again, after so many years, they are again foreseeing that the jobs are very few. So now they want to, it's got this fancy name of startups. What are startups? Startups are new ideas. Again, now these young people are going abroad, they're studying in universities abroad, and you now see young people giving the vocational training a bit of status. So this program really helps. So probably the time was not right then. The time is becoming better now because we are getting more exposed to global education and we are accepting these kind of skill training. So from that point of view, I'm sure it will work and I hope it works. Because it's an excellent idea. Now, when you say when to start it, there is no age group to start. When do you teach a child, to think creatively? Fifth, by fifth. Why not fourth? Why not third? So it's right from the time when the child enters school. He is made to think out of the box. He is made to be creative. So this is where our project-based learning has come in. Now, again, we confuse project-based learning with making projects. Making projects was going on in school. Now, with this project-based learning, I'm finding it very difficult to have the teachers change the mindset, because they still think that it's making projects. It's not making projects. It is, doing something which will be useful in their day-to-day lives, which is more real, and which is not about, having project exhibitions. So that particular concept starts from even pre-primary. We are doing it in a pre-primary section, project-based learning. In that, they're doing small activities and they make to think. Their, motor development, their psychological development, their mental development, everything is taken care of by means of certain games, certain activities. So it starts really then. So, it's not the business acumen. That comes later, depends on the interest of the child. As he grows up, maybe 7th, 8th, 9th, if a child is interested, that is when financial literacy comes in. Then it's like science, financial literacy, anything. So that either he takes it up as a hobby or he takes it up as a profession. But the basics are developed right from preschool.
Great, ma'am. Thanks a lot. And you have raised very important points. I have jotted down some points. First of all, you have mentioned that entrepreneurship is a mindset, and that is the objective we need to, take it forward. And that's a myth, actually, what I have experienced personally whenever I take sessions with the parents and with the students. What they think entrepreneurship is only meant for the students who is planning, who is pursuing for the business studies, right, or for the commerce, right? But actually, that's what even our objective is. Entrepreneurship is a mindset, as you mentioned correctly, right? Entrepreneurship is a mindset that we need to develop in the student as early as possible, based on a specific age for that. The business, it is through entrepreneurship programs we actually the students actually inculcate different life skills, as you rightly mentioned, like leadership skills, problem solving skills they learn, right, from and you have very well connected subjects, right, but that was not implemented in a proper manner which was supposed to be, right. So we'll discuss certain challenges, right, how to implement, and we'll discuss about the solution as well. So we'll discuss the challenges in 4 areas, right? First of all, the curriculum part, right? First of all, do you think that there should be any structured curriculum for entrepreneurship? And if the structured curriculum is required, then how do we create a structured curriculum for entrepreneurship, just like any other academic subject like mathematics and science?
I don't believe there should be any structured curriculum for entrepreneurship education, but the present curriculum should be structured on entrepreneurship. You see, there's a difference. It's not a subject. You can have financial literacy as a subject, but you cannot have entrepreneurship as a subject. The whole curriculum of education should be structured such that it promotes entrepreneurship. To me, entrepreneurship is not just, having a business or having a shop or having a startup. A doctor can be enterprising. What we say is enterprising. An enterprising person is one who will, be creative in any situation, who will think out of the box in any situation, who will make the best of what he's got in any situation. It could be a doctor, it could be an engineer, it could be a chartered accountant, it could be a business person, it could be a beautician, it could be anybody. So it is the spirit of entrepreneurship which has to be, put in the curriculum so that the methods of instructions change. The methods become such when children become, independent. They learn problem solving. So NEP has come up with a lot of these kind of ideas. I'm an ardent promoter of something called flip learning. So I talk about it a lot. And flip learning in my school, I started this school about 18 years ago. And when I started it, I used this method flip learning in my school because I intrinsically believed in it. That time I didn't know it was called flip learning. So it was like a method of teaching. And today, I know it's called flip learning with the NEP. That much education has come. We got a new term, but wonderful method. What is flip learning? That the students actually do, and then they discover, then they discuss. Peer learning happens, and all that. After all that, they present the chapter or they present the topic in class. The teacher becomes a guide where the teacher just sort of steers them. They shouldn't go haywire. That's all the teacher's role. So the teacher has to be doubly educated because, when students research a topic, they will go to various sources and they will find out much more than you expected them to find because they're not just confined to the books. So it's not that the teacher's role is negated. It's become more important. But yet what is happening is children are learning independent work. Children are learning to solve problems. Children are learning teamwork. And leaders come out. The followers come out. We don't need all leaders in a society. We need people who can follow. People who can, do the work. So, they get their own spaces. And gradually they find their talents in other spaces. This is entrepreneurship because they become enterprising. If the way one solution does not work, they can think of another solution. So most of our children, most of our adults are not able to do that. They learn multitasking. How many adults can do it? Today, the teachers, adults cannot do it because we are so used to cramming from books and giving exams. So from that point of view, whatever NEP is coming up with, if it can be implemented in spirit and in, literally, it will be the most fantastic thing to happen because it is woken up actually to education. So for me, it is fostering leadership, teamwork, entrepreneurial mindset. How? By taking initiative, by being adaptive. A lot of people have such fixed ideas, even adults, they just don't change. So, this is very important in real life. So when students like this come up in curriculums which are, designed like this, and they come from institutions where they're encouraged to do all this, they become entrepreneurs, no matter what profession they take. So like in Shark Tank, like you were mentioning, you come up with these, absolutely people you won't even imagine that, they could do something and they come up with such fantastic ideas because they have let their minds open.
Absolutely.
Teach in our schools also. So there's no, probably as they grow, 8, 9, 10, they want to take up financial literacy, sure enough. Want to become, just like they take up science, they take up commerce, they can do that. But in every field, entrepreneurship is the essence of the curriculum.
Great, ma'am. Very insightful thoughts you have shared, right? And you have raised a very important point, that is the role of a teacher.
I would like to interrupt you there. I really find this whole mindset of ours is wrong. We are training teachers to give entrepreneurship training. We have to train them or teach them to be entrepreneurs themselves, which means they have to be enterprising. How is a teacher enterprising? When a teacher feels that, oh gosh, another subject I have to teach, where is the enterprise? I, as a teacher, with my workload, I have to make my students entrepreneurs. I must be enterprising enough to settle my workload such that I can juggle things and make it happen. There is no such thing as time nahi mila. There is no time management is what is lacking. So what we are not teaching our teachers is, when we tell them anything about project-based learning, we are also struggling with it. The teachers say, ma'am, pehle bata do karna kya hai. If I am going to tell you karna kya hai, then where are you teaching the enterprise? So it is when they learn to think ki karna kya hai, kaise karna hai, and gradually, now they know what I expect. So gradually they are coming around and they know that we have to plan, we have to juggle. And let me tell you, you have to tell the teachers, like I often tell them, I said, all of us have got 24 hours. So does Prime Minister Modi. If he can run the country in 24 hours, we jolly well can run our homes and school. So you see, how is he doing it? He is an entrepreneur. He is enterprising. He knows what are the priorities, where to seek. I'm just taking, it's not political. I'm just taking one person as an example because we know how much he works and what all he does. Any prime minister, any head of the country for that matter. So when they can run a country like this is called enterprise. He's not running a business. He's running the country. That is enterprise. The teachers also have to look. There is when we give them set curriculums, okay, ye padhana hai, then it becomes a subject. It's not a subject. Entrepreneurship is not a subject. Financial literacy is a subject. If they're teaching that, yes, then I need to be knowledgeable. Entrepreneurship is a mindset. They have to encourage children to be independent. How do they do that? Same chapter, what they are teaching, teach it in a different way, or let the students, learn it in a different way, have more participation. That is how they will get it. They don't have to do anything extra. They just have to change their own mindset.
Great, man. Great, man. It's very insightful thought and would be helpful for us as well, right? When we go forward. All of you just give only one statement, a quick statement, your last thoughts about entrepreneurial education.
Kapil, actually, who can change this mindset is the NEP, the government. Because if they change their assessment methods, everybody will change their mindset. Why is our mindset like that, like this about government jobs and all that? Because, assessment. Everybody wants to get into IIT, engineering college. See, what is the method of assessment? All bookish knowledge. They have to crack one exam. A student takes 3 years off, cracks, his exam and gets into a job. Now, if they change the method of assessment, the society changes, the parents change, the teachers change, everybody changes. If they include entrepreneurship assessment in their assessment for all these jobs, which is direly needed. We have IAS officers who know nothing about the country because they've studied from books and they have, given the exams, have passed. So what are they going to do? How are they going to improve society? We have doctors, we have engineers, but beyond their profession, beyond their little, narrow paths, they know nothing. Now, if this race for IITs and IIMs based on only books is not there, these academies, this pressure on education will go away. And this is where you will find new talent coming in. The talent may not be excellent at an academic subject, but can do. And this is what, Shark Tank is about. It's not about only business. It is a mindset from where Indian Idol or whatever these programs, India's Got Talent, where do children come from? They come from rural areas. They come from the pits. And yet how much they rise. So it's all likely to be discovered.
Very important point, man, that assessment. And thanks for your time and thanks for sharing very important insights regarding entrepreneurial education.